Today on Review This Thing, we're going to review this thing, the Tactacam Reveal XB. This is Adrian with Review This Thing, where our goal is to give you the most thorough, honest, unbiased, unpaid reviews on YouTube. If you've been with our channel very long, you know we love us some cellular trail cameras. Last week we actually just posted the SpyPoint Flex review, so whenever you finish this video, check that one out if you haven't. So when we saw this XB and some of the features, we knew we wanted to see how it would do. We've had this thing in the woods about 4 months now, so we're ready to give you our review. So let's review this thing. As always, we're going to cover the facts. The first part is fit. So you can see the size of the XB is pretty standard, about the same size as the previous versions. It's also right in line with the size of that Flex. We've always felt like these are good size, big enough to have all the components you need, but not so big that it's hard to transport or put on a smaller tree like this one. And it's definitely lightweight, but doesn't feel cheaply made. The antenna is a good size, it folds out of the way, so when you're transporting it, you can fold it down or you can actually screw it off so you don't risk breaking it that way. As with pretty much all trail cameras, the strap on this thing is really long, so as long as you're not trying to put it around some super huge tree, you should be able to fit it wherever you want to. The size, the weight, the foldability of the antenna, and the strap make it pretty easy to put it wherever you want to put it. So because of that, we're going to have to give fit a 5 out of 5. Now, is the Tactacam Reveal XB as advertised? One thing the Tactacam Reveal cameras always talk about is that it is an ultimate remote scouting tool. It's just really cool to be able to put this camera up, leave it, get the picture sent to your phone or to your computer. The place where we put this camera is about an hour and a half away. So prior to cellular cameras, we didn't know what was going on until we hunted that morning and then pulled the card and checked it out. Tactacam also advertises that it's powerful enough to withstand extreme weather conditions. This one's been in the woods about 4 months. So far, with heavy winds, thunderstorms, and really, really hot weather, it's held up great, no issues at all. They also advertise that you can see the action while it's happening. Now, I do want to give you a caveat here. A lot of people read that and think it means they can just like pull up their app and pull up their camera and actually see what's going on right now. It does not work that way. The way that I guess you can see it now is you can set it up to where it will send pictures timely. So if there is motion and it triggers the camera, then it will, within a minute or two, send you that picture. So I guess that pretty much is as it's happening. They also advertise high quality photos and videos. The pictures we've gotten have been great. Now do keep in mind whenever you get the picture to your app, it's going to be low resolution on purpose so that they can send them all without using all your battery life. But if there's a picture you really want a great version of, you can select that picture and request an HD version be sent to you at an extra fee. They also advertise an 80-foot detection range. We tested this out in our yard just by moving back and forth, measuring it off. We were definitely able to trigger it at 80 feet. And in this picture, you can see that there are some deer that are pretty far off. So I would say you can rest assured that at least 80 feet is going to be taken care of. And finally, they tout a 1/2 second trigger speed. We couldn't really measure that, but I just took off running across the yard. And since I'm super fast, it had to be accurate at a 1/2 second. Either way, it seems to be doing a good job of triggering when there's movement. So far, the Tactacam Reveal XB has proven to be a great scouting tool, sending us pictures and videos at a place that we can't get to that often. So, because of that, we're going to have to give, as advertised, a 5 out of 5. Now into construction and durability. One of the main things that's different about this compared to older versions is that it has 2 SIM cards that come with it. Now you do still have to choose the network and put the appropriate card in. And that's pretty cool too, because if you move the camera to a place that has better service on one network than the other, you can just switch that card out. Another new feature to this camera I've already talked about is that you can request HD videos be sent to you. You see the preview, you like the picture, you click it, and you request that HD video. Now make sure that whenever you're wanting to get pictures, you have it set to video plus pic, and you have the transmission set to timely. The downside to that setting is that it's going to transmit pictures every single time it triggers, and we have historically found that if you have it on, say, a feeder, it's probably going to run the batteries down pretty fast. And you're going to get tired of getting alerts all the time. Another new feature to the XB is that it has integrated GPS, which is really nice if you want to be able to track your cameras, or if someone should steal it, you should be able to find it whenever it's turned back on. Another part of construction I want to talk about is battery and battery life. These do take 12 batteries, which can get pretty expensive, especially because they recommend the lithium-ion batteries. In these cameras, the more often you have pictures sent, it seems that tends to run the batteries down more quickly. On this camera, the longest these batteries have lasted is about 4 to 6 weeks. In our original Reveal and the Reveal X, now they didn't send videos, but those we had them out for months sometimes without the batteries dying. You can use a solar panel, but we haven't tried that yet. If you have, let us know how that's worked out for you. Most recently, we changed the batteries about 2 weeks ago, and it still says 100%, so we'll see how long they last. Setup is pretty easy, pretty quick. You just add the camera, scan the code, and it does most of the work for you. Like the Reveal X Gen 1, it does have that live view capability through Wi-Fi, which is super cool, because you can actually see what the camera sees and move it around. It also has that test picture function, so you can send a picture to your phone and again, just make sure it's working and make sure you like what you're going to see. The next piece of construction I want to talk about is the Tactacam Reveal app. It's the same app that they've had for their other cameras, but with a few updates. It's really easy to maneuver through. You pick your camera, the pictures are there in chronological order. But if there's one you like, you tap it, you can see it bigger, and then if you want a fancier version or the video, you can request that. Through the app, you can also see how many pictures have been taken, battery life, signal strength, and you can change the settings through that same app. We've been using this Reveal app for a while, and we think it's really easy to use and does everything it needs to do. The only negative comment we have about the XB with the app is for some reason just this camera, when it sends the pictures to the app, the timestamp on the picture is different than the timestamp through the camera. We've reached out to support to see if there's a way to fix that, but we haven't heard back from them about it yet. And finally, I just want to touch on the plans real quick. There are 3 options from $5 up to $13 a month, and that $13 a month gets you unlimited photos. Now, to get those HD photos or videos, that's an extra $5 for 50 pictures and then $5 for 50 photos, I believe. If you watched our other Reveal review videos, you know that we like these cameras a lot, and so far we're liking this one. The new features, including that dual SIM card and the ability to send videos, is definitely pretty cool. I definitely wish the batteries lasted a little bit longer, so we're going to take just a little bit off of that and give construction and durability a 4.75 out of 5. Now into testimonials and reviews. We looked at several different websites to get reviews, and the main thing we want to tell you are the complaints that people have. One thing somebody mentioned was that it didn't take the pictures fast enough. They said they actually saw footprints of an animal in the snow, but they never had a picture of the animal. So far, we haven't really come up with an ideal way to test that, but it doesn't seem like we've been missing very many pictures. Another person said that theirs lasted about a day and then stopped sending photos altogether. In those instances, you may want to try reformatting the SD card, make sure that you got new batteries, fresh batteries, all that good stuff, and see how it goes. Somebody else said that they burned through the batteries. We've talked about that, especially if you have the settings where it's going to send a lot of pictures often, then you're going to end up going through batteries pretty quickly. And then several other people mentioned the bad customer service that they experienced. The thing I would say in our experience with Tactacam is it seems that they get a lot of customer service requests, and it takes them some time, but generally after a few weeks they get back to you. I would say to keep at it, just keep sending emails, and eventually they will get back with you. I know there's also a Facebook group where there are people that have Reveal cameras that are able to ask questions and get them answered. So if you have any issues, that may be a really good place to start. You know what we do? We tell you the scores that we found. So for testimonials and reviews, the Tactacam Reveal XB gets a 4.4 out of 5. And finally, should you buy this thing? So the Tactacam Reveal XB is actually a limited release camera. So literally like the week after we got this camera, they came out with the Reveal X Gen 2. But you can still find them in some places. Retail on this camera is right at $120, which is the same as the retail on the Gen 2 X. So looking at the two, I couldn't really tell you which one to get. This has done a good job for us, but assuming that there are some things that are improved about the Gen 2, that would be a tough call. So should you buy this thing? We're going to take a few points off because, first of all, it is discontinued, which makes me wonder if they're going to still keep doing firmware updates. And then also just those issues we've had with the battery life. So because of that, we're going to give Should You Buy This Thing a 4 out of 5. Hey, thanks for watching our Tactacam Reveal XB review video. While you're here, watch a lot of other videos. If you like what you see, give us that thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Please comment if you have one of these or another camera that you prefer. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Check out our website, reviewthisthingtv.com, and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast platform.